Okay. Let's knock out some Briareus Helms. Get this Almace finally done. I think what's the best way to go? Probably 2. Lame, YouTube didn't save. Right. Probably get some trust out. It'll be interesting to see how fast this goes, because I actually took some time and busted out all the powder boots I used to have. Probably don't need them since I need to farm some items. way back for the next set. I got it with treasure. Sprinter shrink, nice. And 2 helms. So that puts us up to 20. I need to farm items now. Yep. Sweet. No, I haven't even really done Void Watch, and there's, I mean... That sucks. I depopped. The thing about Void Watch is it gets boring really, really, really fast when you're just spamming up the same one over and over and over. There's only so much of it I can do. And, there's very little I need from it at this point. I don't need any, I mean, I still need Rift Cinder, but I have enough Rift Dross that I can sell the Dross and buy the rest of the Cinder I need. And I don't need a ton of heavy metal plates. I'm fine with just burning Gil for that. I only need like a couple hundred. I don't even know. I haven't even gotten them yet from Ambuscade this month, so that's another 100. And where is it? Let's see. Sort. I believe these are pops. So it's gonna be in here. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, so I have almost 13 stacks of plates. So I mean, that's just slightly over 200 heavy metal plates that I'll need to finish. So I'm not too worried about it. I might do some before the month's out, but I don't really need it. So now, I mean, like, Void Watch is definitely nice. You can get a lot of value out of it, but like I said, it gets boring quick. It's my fault. All these powder boots, courtesy of Dynamis X. Like how these things are like over 10 years old. Nice. Might not need another charge. So. Could be good with that. Since I gotta farm the shield. dirty. Oh, that was rough. I don't remember what that's for, if that is even anything. Where is this trophy shield? And I just realized this is Dynamis. And it's ambuscade. I had auto target turned off. Dang, no trophy shield. Oh well. Guess we'll get it on the next loop. Marvin. Actually, I'm not gonna need another. I'm not gonna get full use out of another set. Hello, Tintin. Welcome to the stream. Seriously? Why is the drop rate so crappy tonight? There it is. I'm glad you're loving the vids, Jason. So is this. For this, I don't think so. I mean, I could, which is why I'm making sure I'm getting Amber Light. But then the thing is, I don't even know how many KIs. You're then like gambling on a bunch of KIs. to get the right ones. There definitely is stuff that you want to be gold box farming for, and again, I'm trying to build light, so it's like if I happen to get a kill and it has the key item in it, then it's like, you know, plus. But I think straight gold light farming, when I can guarantee getting the key item for this, is not an efficient way. I think it's much more efficient doing this way. It's just the running around is freaking annoying. But like I said, courtesy of my old Dynamis group, I dug out all the powder boots, and so they're gonna help. I mean, ideally the best way to do this is to do this with like 3 people. That way you're like popping each NM, say 3 times, getting the key item for each one, then going and popping the boss 3 times. It would be much more efficient that way rather than running around. But if you don't have 3 player characters in some capacity to help you out, you're kind of stuck. I guess I'll go again, just hoping for a clue. Nice. Got 1 target. That's a bit back to 2012. Yeah, I like the grind for Abyssea weapons. I thought it was, you know, the time, energy, and effort is worth the reward. The heavy metal plates and Rift, Cinder, and Dross is what's the brutal part of finishing them at this point. The thing about Yukon that sucked about that was Glavoid. Glavoid was annoying. Oh, you definitely can. It's just like, you know. There's definitely no question that you can do it solo now. It's just a matter of, you know, how much running around you have to do. I mean, in item level gear, there's not really, and Atmas, there's not really anything you can't take. Like I said, basically the bottleneck's going to be the heavy metal plates, but you can also just buy them, so it's just a matter of farming gills. It's probably the recommended way outside of getting what you can from Ambuscade. Nice. Anytime. how my habit of thief is just always to go back in the re-equip treasure hunter gear. Double home drop, nice. Interesting that I didn't get any gems or anything. Like any of the +2 items. Not that I really need or want them, just commenting. Really? I don't even trust getting in my way. Yep. Do you think 11 is a great game? I agree. Dirty, but at least we got the message, so that news now. Getting up there in amber. I'm on PC. And I'm using a desktop. No, this is retail. This is not a free server, and I'm on Asura. I hate running out of this canyon. The zigzagging you gotta do. Basically I would start out with just the ambuscade gear, getting this, basically this set, the Ares set, just because it has damage taken on it. Pretty much your goal when you're doing Paladin is to try and hit the 50% damage taken cap as fast as possible, then go from there in terms of getting the gear even better. Obviously, getting Sovereign +1 is the ultimate end goal. Getting a full set of this. Along with some, like, damage taken rings. Getting, was it Moonbeam or Moonlight Cape and rings are also really good because they bolster a lot of HP along with damage taken, so... Basically, your goal for Paladin, I should have a guide up. And look if I can find it real quick for you. But, yeah, for Paladin, you really want to just, like I said, your focus should be getting to, damage taken cap as fast as possible. I also recommend, even though it's a mule, going and getting, Aegis. You don't have to, like, Afterglow Aegis, you only have to get it to 99. It's not terribly hard or terribly expensive. It's well worth the investment. And even if you don't want to get O-Chain, getting, this shield, which is the Obero shield, which is really nice, because if you can keep your appraisal up, it basically has the block rate of O-Chain. Although the sad part is it doesn't actually get the MP regain that you get from Ochain, but it's still a very nice shield. Plus, I mean, outside of not having the regain, if you can keep Appraisal up, it's actually better than Ochain because of the other stats. I mean, it's got damage taken on it, the phalanx, magic evasion, HP. It's just a really nice shield. Ideally, you would want all three. Ochain also, but I mean, basically just hit 50% damage taken cat. If you can get Aegis, I recommend doing that, and at least get the Overo shield. And you should be able to tank most, if not pretty much everything. Basically just like that. Basically just hit the HP cap, or I mean HP. Damage taken cap, and then just try and boost up your HP as much as possible. It's basically the direction I would take it. I mean, Aegis is definitely suggested, just because, you know, hitting the magic damage taking cap, which with Aegis is like 87%, so it makes taking any magic damage you take a joke, pretty much. Like I said, Ochain's not really required, but it's definitely really nice. Like, I'm not gonna say not to get it, because it's definitely an awesome thing. Dang. It's the one I have, don't I? No, it's not? Oh. Well, which one is this? Oh, I didn't see that chest back there either. Oh, nice. And the trophy shield. Never did get the, oh no, I do have the oversized socks. Nice. I think it may be faster to go to... go to Conflux 2 and then warp to 4. I think. I kind of go down there and then 2 warp there. Yeah, I think that's faster. Light. 2 out of 4. Must be Cookie. I mean, so tanking nowadays, it's a lot easier than it used to be, because you just have a lot more tools and everything. You pretty much just need to be, like I said, at the damage taken cap, and then you also want to have a strong amenity set. So when you're using your JAs, you're making sure you grab hate, because it's very easy for DDs to just rip hate. So you, ideally, if you're trying to be a top-end tank doing all top-end stuff, you want to be, you want to have about 120 amenity in your amenity set. If you do that, you can pretty much keep hate for most things. Obviously, just like it was back in the day. Hold on. You know, fighting lower level stuff is going to be harder for a tank to keep hate as opposed to higher level stuff, because the DDs are smashing it and its HP's going down. You know, you can't pop all your JAs for one mob and then, you know, the next mob not have any JAs and expect to hold hate. So, but that's pretty much how it is with tanking. It's honestly easier having like 50% damage taken cap, especially if you have Aegis and you're fighting magic stuff, being at like 87, I think it's like 87.5 is the cap if you have Aegis for magic damage. If you have Burt Gang, it's what is it? It's like 65 or 68, something like that. So you can basically, you know, laugh as things tickle you, even high level stuff. You know, not much is a threat nowadays in this game, so for high level tanking if you're geared well. Well, that actually would be a thing is for movement speed, but I do have some movement speed gear plus using that, so it's like, I'm not sure if it stacks. I know the treasure hunter isn't, it caps at 4, and I have TH4. So I have 2 on this, 1 here, and then 1 here. And so if you're non-thief, that's 4. If you're not a thief, you know, if thief's not your main, TH4 is the cap. 8 is the cap for TH for main thief. So why? So yeah, I wouldn't need Dread, but I mean, I did use Dread back in the day. I remember using that for Treasure Hunter. If I remember correctly, I don't think the movement speed, you know, stacks. So I'm better off. Oh, I like the Regain because it just makes it easier for getting TP for proccing. It's honestly not that hard to hit the get to 120. Like there's a lot of gear, a lot of amenity is on Sovereign gear. But like, there's rings you can get, and there's just there's a ton of gear. Oh my god! I can show you my amenity set in a minute if you want. So let's see. Alright. So here's my amenity set. So I have 2 on that, 4 here, 2 here, 10 on that. This has what? I'm 14 because Apuru's top tier on this. This has, I think, 20, so 11 on the base, and then there's 9 on the augment. I have 10 on this because it's not showing the augment. 5 here. I don't even remember what I have for this. So, what is it? 8. So there's 12 on this. Again, these are capped, so I'm going to be getting the 9 on both of these. 4, what is... So 11 on that, and then remember these feet are ridiculous. It's like 8, what is the... So like 15 on that, so yeah. And there's other stuff you can substitute, but this is... Whoops. I'm going the wrong way. Taking the long way around. Yikes. Yeah, honestly, if I were to recommend a job to get back into the game and get you into endgame as fast as possible, Paladin would probably be my recommendation. Like, any job requires a lot of gear to, you know, play it well. But I think Paladin is probably going to be the easiest job, and tanking's always required. So, I honestly do think that's going to be the easiest and fastest way to get back into the game if you don't really care which job. Support jobs are also always in demand, but they typically take a little bit more work. I don't need the... I already had got all the... This is the last step I need. I kind of did it backwards. As for the Sisyphus fragments, what I did do, and I still have a boatload of them, is basically I just literally spent probably close to a week just for a couple hours after work. I'd get home from work, would go into Abyssea, would go kill Sisyphus, or however you say that, would get the drop, would go warp back to town, I would delivery box it to myself. Ah, crap. Yeah, I would D-box it to myself. Then, just would go back out and kill it again. And basically, I just stockpiled until I had, you know, a boatload of them. And then I just went and popped them, and then I didn't really have to worry about, you know, dealing with competition, trying to, you know, do anything to make progress that way. I still have probably like 30 of them, so I'm gonna go burn them at some point, and they'll actually be used for Bard. I've been debating. See, I have a fragment here, but I still have a boatload of them in my delivery box. I need to actually empty that out. How long is the gap? I'm not sure what you're asking. Trying to get back up one comment. Yeah, White Mage would be another easy job to, well, let's get the message. Yeah, White Mage would be really easy. You would just want to get to 50%, 50% magic, or cure potency. Get as much fast cast gear as you can. And then, definitely almost required would be getting the, Empyrean, legs. I have Gempu out of the... Okay, I do have Gempu out of the gate. But yeah, White Mage would be another easy one to gear up. But yeah, definitely, first thing I would do is go and get those pants. Getting MP back for what you cure is just, like, absurdly broken. Yeah, then I would focus on cure potency, then fast cast, then refresh. Chests. That's not a good idea. Yeah, having multiple, like, all my mules, I definitely go through and do at least the easy slips and stuff. You definitely want to use your mules and get slips and stuff. It's not hard to get 99 just for, like, a single job. I think all my mules have at least Thief, and I think one has Geo and one has Paladin. I don't even really do anything on them, but it's like if I need to. If you have extra time doing some, like, getting in a group for, like, easier normal ambuscade just for easy points for more Alex and other things is always a good option, too, for making money or progress on whatever, you know, relic, Empyrean, whatever ultimate weapon or anything that you want to make progress on is always good. White Mage is definitely more challenging, I think, now than what it used to be. Definitely, I think, was easier back at 75 days. Although, I mean, it depends. Actually, like, I say that, like, yes and no. Because here's the thing. Back in 75 days, White Mage was tricky because you needed to know when to rest when to cure. You had to be, you know, you had to. There was a lot of timing that went down to with White Mage, and there is a lot of timing still with White Mage, but now it's different. If you have the right gear, White Mage should pretty much never run out of MP. And I really do mean that. I mean, like, you basically can have infinite MP. Depending on your sub-job with Convert and everything, or even just with Scholar and using Light Arts, because it's going to cut down the cost. And like I said, with the Empyrean Pants, you getting MP back for what you cure. Your White Mage can basically never have to rest, so you don't need to worry about timing that type of thing. But you need to be on point with, you know, cures, erases, MS spells, those type of things. So yeah, I think overall it's easier now, but you do need to be able to like spam cures and stuff. So. Is all that. We got most of the key items out of chest. I mean, are you talking? I believe you were the one that was. Oh, for the fragments. No, I could see doing that. I remember back in the day for trying to remember what it was called. Whatever the Cerberus mob is. Since you need that for, I believe that's for Yukon. The one in Altep, the Cerberus mob. Basically what I'd do is I'd go in, would just literally get one Amber Light, and then just get, Pearl Light, and I actually had like a friend's account who would let me log in and would basically do the same thing, would just farm, get the hides, the Tiger King hides, and would then just send them to my self, and just basically had a mule that was warping in and out of Abyssea, porting them in and out, so I didn't have to worry about rebuilding lights. And just by doing it that way you get a decent rate of Tiger King hides out of chests. And I'm sure you could do, like you said, the same thing with that with fragments. But like I said, what I did now was just camp the NM. It's easy enough because, you know, it's a 10 to 15 minute NM. I kill the NM, warp out, go send it to myself, would zone back in, would go like do something around the house for 5 minutes, then come back and, you know, get it again. And the funny thing is nowadays, if you're like actively camping an NM, being a veteran at that, even on Asura that's high, you know, has a lot of people there, I'm claiming it vast majority of the time. Just because, you know, again, I was used to, you know, competition for claiming stuff isn't anything what it used to be. It's definitely, if you're skilled at claiming stuff and you were good at doing that back in the day about getting claimed, you don't really have an issue nowadays doing it. You of course can't get every single, you know, pop. It's impossible. It's like, because if they're, 100 yalms away and it pops on top of them, obviously they're gonna get it over me. There's nothing you can do about that. But it's, for the most part, I don't really have too much problems claiming it. But I can totally see box farming as an option. It's just that's the best thing about this game, I think, is that there's just multiple options of doing it. What was the 65 cap again? I'm trying to think. So oh, that's the 65 cap, that's the quest one, isn't it? It's not hard, that's just the 4 kindred seals. I would definitely look it up. I wouldn't try doing it, freestyle in game. That seems like that would be ridiculously difficult trying to figure all of that out. But I mean, there's enough guides on the wikis to just tell you what NPCs you need to go trade the seals to. Because what is it? G1 going from 50 to 55 is that one's actually a pain in the ass on if you're at least on Asura, just because there's so many bots on the for the item drops, because apparently the item drops are used to desynthesize into something now. So there's like bots over camping them all the time. I don't know why SC doesn't ban them more often, because I know they do ban accounts. They're just super slow about it. Oh, G3. I don't think that's bad. The one where you just gotta go around and, yeah, get all the seals near the Beastman Kings. I mean, you do have to do missions. Unless you're, having someone somehow either, like, teleport you around. I don't even mean teleport, but like, you know, tractor and stuff. You do need to be basically like rank 6. But you need to be rank 6 to do stuff anyway. Like, you need to be rank 6 to do Dynamis. Like, there's multiple things you need to actually, you know, do missions for. So it's definitely worth taking your time and getting at least rank 6. No, I agree completely with your, Shodek, with your sentiment. And that's exactly what I did. I mean, I basically leveled Thief to 50, is what I did. Then took War, to, you know, 99. And then, obviously, afterwards, took Thief to 99, because Thief's always very useful to have. And from there, yeah, then you just level what you want. But no, I think, yeah, I think having Thief and War to 99 is definitely a really strong way to go. Having Thief just for Treasure Hunter and for farming is, you know, something always useful and good to have. War is just, again, yeah, just the utility of it. And it's just a super strong job for doing like this, doing Abyssea stuff. Why I keep doing that? Equipping bounding boots rather than what was it? The sandals. I mean, they do ban bots and stuff like that. It's just they take their sweet time about it. I've gotten bots banned, but basically you need to First off, don't even bother calling a GM. GM won't do anything. There's something called the task force that you need to report to, and they're just super slow. Like, I've definitely reported guys for, like, repeatedly for up to 3 months, and then they finally get banned. But no, I agree. It is absurd how, you know, little they actually do. They should be doing more. No, I do agree. The quality of life stuff that they've done is actually really good. And they are still updating the game, which is, like, great. You're still getting new content. Like, it's not anywhere near at the rate it used to be, but, I mean, there's enough content anyway. I mean, like, Dynamis Divergence is relatively new content. I mean, it wasn't even in the game as of a year ago. So, I mean, I remember seeing someone shout recently, they're like, this game's on life support. They're like, they don't even update it anymore. And it was like, dude, what are you talking about? They do monthly updates on this game. Like, there's now new high-tier battles out. They just had the new Lilith one come out. I don't even have access on my main because I haven't even finished going through Wings of the Goddess missions. That's something I need to sit down and do on both her and my main. But they are constantly updating the game, which is nice. It's just, like I said, it's at a slow rate now. I mean, every job is useful. Really, the only job that kind of gets shit on as not actually being useful, why would I bother checking? I don't need it. Is really Monk. Monk is really the only job that kind of gets shit on, and the thing about it is, it's still useful. Monk is like the best melee DD for not feeding TP to the mobs. Because the thing that Monk was strongest at back at 75 days was how fast it can attack. The thing about it is, with all the haste gear and like all the buffs we can get, pretty much every job can be at like the melee cap. So, what was, which made Monk so strong back in the 75 days, the line has been blurred with that. But like I said, their strongest suit at this point is the fact that they can pretty much not feed TP to the mobs. So if you got a dangerous NM, you can have a Monk on it and not really worry about it spamming TP moves too often. But I mean, yeah, every job's useful. I love Nin. Nin's always been my favorite job. I still love it. Nin actually now has Sand, Untsusumi Sand, so you have 3 shadow spells, which is extremely useful. Not to mention there's enough like plus Untsusumi gear, so it's like Sand you get 7 shadows, Ichi you get 5, so of course me you'd get 6. So keeping shadows up isn't terribly hard on Ninja. Don't need any key items, don't need to check. You guys are coming in with so many comments, I can't keep up with it. You playing the game at the same time. Come on, where's the socks? I mean, it's pretty much just figure out which job you want to play. Every job's useful, like I said, to some degree. Like I said, I love Nin. There's a lot of stuff that Nin can do also, especially with its what is it? It's one move that mitigates damage. I've definitely like soloed really high level difficult content with Ninja. So Nin's definitely good. Yeah, I need to finish Wings of the Goddess. That is something I need to do. Yeah, 14 can be fun for a season, but the problem that I have with 14 is I call 14 Final Fantasy Arcade because that's what it feels more like. It feels like more of an arcade game than a typical Final Fantasy. It is fun, but the problem that I have is just the bar is constantly moving. Like, if you want to stay top end in 14, you basically need to make it like a part-time job in your life. And I don't have time for that. I mean, most MMOs you need to commit a decent amount of time to if you're going to try and make progress. But I feel that 11 isn't anywhere near the time constraint that it used to be. It is still, like I said, it's still an MMO. It's still going to take a decent amount of time, but I don't think it's anywhere near what it used to be. Did I get the socks already? Oh, I do have them. Wow. Wasting my time. That, I'm probably going to need another... Yeah, Dancer is a strong job. But Dancer can do a lot. I know Dancer is useful in certain situations just because they can... they can do high damage and... I mean, there's just a lot they can do. They can do really high weapon skill damage. I know if you had, like, Dancers with Mythic are absurd. Yes, you guys are distracting me, but it's fine. That's kind of the whole point of the live stream. It's not like this is super intensive anyway. I just don't like the fact that I had those socks for a while and was like running around still killing stuff. Hey, Sprinter's drink. Oh, you're welcome. And welcome back. I definitely think it's a good game. If you enjoyed 11 back in the day, I think you would enjoy it now. Good night. No bees this time. I get to wait a minute. No, okay, I did not. So War and Ninja are the both of those jobs can get all of the red procs. So basically, you want to do War or Ninja. I have War is typically easier because of the fact that it's easier to get gear for War. Like, if you were to do it on Ninja, like Ninja doesn't have easy access to a polearm or a scythe, or can't even think. So, because the fact is, you need to get something that's like, you know, all jobs can use. So War is easier to gear up for all the red procs than Ninja is, but Ninja is capable of getting every single red proc. But, well, we got light. So yeah, so it's just a matter of getting all of them, but so like I said, both War and Ninja are the two jobs that you typically want to use and focus on. So we know it's Koki then. And the Sunburst was dirty. Almace is the Empyrean sword. I'm mostly working on it for blue, but I will actually get use out of it for red mage and paladin also. More so red mage, but I mean blue mage is going to get by far the most use out of it. Paladin won't get too much use, but I'm sure I'll use it on my paladin every once in a while. Definitely use it for, you know, glamour. Or style lock, as it's called. Nice. Feel free to grab these off of me, I don't really care. Dude, I'm trying to go pop the NM. If you're not gonna grab them all, then whatever. So, recommendations for Paladin. So starting out, yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously the end game, if you're willing to go that far, but it's definitely not required. But Burt Gang is definitely a solid option. Actually, I mean, it's not a solid option. That is by far the best option, would be Burt Gang. But it's definitely not, you definitely don't need it. You can definitely tank every single thing in this game without Burt Gang, as much as a lot of people I've at least had on this server try and be like, oh, you know, they like always want you to have it. It's absurd. So, let's see, let's go over swords. The Ambuscade sword is ridiculous. Brilliance is also, this is a ridiculous sword. Honestly, this is arguably one of the best because it comes with, you can get a perfect augment on it. It's 14. Well, it's 14 amenity, plus it's got some damage taken on it. Nice. Can't remember. So what is it? Nixer's good because of the shield mastery and shield block. There's another. So the high tier battle for Chimera, because it basically has 119 Hot Claire. That's also another really nice sword. Excalibur's a really good sword in terms of just good damage, and doing decent damage is going to help you keep hate. So yeah, I mean, there's plenty of options for it. Honestly, like, my two favorite swords for Paladin is either Brilliance or Niggling. Those two, in my opinion, are definitely nice. If I really want to focus on shield blocking, I'll use Nixer. But yeah, that's pretty much my recommendations. There's a lot of times where I'm not even, like, engaging on Paladin. I'm just standing there just keeping hate because I'm not trying to feed TP to the mob. Paladin, typically, if you're in damage, in all your damage-taking gear, you're not really equipped to do good damage. So you're just basically feeding TP to the mob. So there's a lot of times you're just standing there not engaged. So a weapon isn't as important unless it's, giving you extra benefits like all that, like shield block or immunity and stuff like that. But yeah, those are my recommendations for weapons. So basically any of those, what is it? So any of these three weapons, or I can't remember what the weapon's called, but the one from the Unity NM Chimera, and then obviously Excalibur and Burt Gang. Like, you could use Almace, but it's gonna be kind of Paladin's gonna not get anywhere near the benefit out of Almace compared to what other jobs, compared to what Blue Mage and Red Mage would get out of Almace. Excalibur is good. From my understanding, Excalibur is probably the best DPS increase for Paladin outside of Burt Gang. From my understanding, Burt Gang top end, if you can keep Aftermath 3 up, is the highest DPS that Paladin will get. Outside of you basically setting your, gearing yourself up like a DD, which you really shouldn't be doing. You might be able to nowadays, this might arguably do better if you're spamming Savage Blade. I'm not even sure about that, but Excalibur is going to be one of the higher end DPS weapons for Paladin. Plus the, if you gear your for HP right, the additional effect kicking off on Paladin can be really strong. It can do pretty decent damage from my understanding. Yeah, that's kind of true, except for, we don't have whatever the amount of HP they have, 300,000 or whatever it is, but, yeah, like you said, go do Ambuscade and run into Excalibur, and when, the additional effect kicks off, you just instantly die. Oh, come on! Keep popping mobs right on me. You know what? Screw it. I was doing Ambuscade last night, and yeah, it definitely sucks when you just bam, hit shifter, and then additional effects, 37,000 damage. It's like we're not even close to 10,000 HP, and just 30,000 damage. Nice, another Sprinter Shrink. And another double. I think I've gotten all double drops tonight. So 22 more to go. Shadow of Death, the Shadow of Death is fragmentation. Yeah. Believe this is from a Delve NM. If it's the one I'm remembering correctly. It's the one. Why can't I even think? I can picture it, can't even think how to pronounce it here. I'll double check that it is that one, but yeah. It's a Fort de Hennetil. Still haven't gotten it. So the Helms have been great for double drops. The item for popping the NMs has been kind of meh. Yeah, it's an Oribon NM drops it. It's the one from Delve. Ooh. I have that. apparently I don't. Let's get it anyway. Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I don't even think I have the pixie one either. You don't have to actually be in a link shell to do that. You can actually pop it out in, like, you don't actually have to enter Delve. I didn't get it from actually Delve. What I did was just actually popped it on the outside. Now, the drop rate on items outside of it is substantially lower. Oh, and there it goes. Yes, you could definitely solo it, and you could definitely solo one of those jobs. Let me see if I can find... I believe I did it on a live stream. Let's see if I can find this for you. There it finally is. Get out of this ravine first, and then I'll start digging. It's definitely one of my earlier live streams. I want to say it was one of like the first things I went to go get. But yeah, you can definitely solo it. The thing that you need to worry about is charm. The thing charms, which is annoying. Also, unless his tentacle type things, as long as he has them up, its HP is invisible. Other than that, it's not really a threat. It's just your typical Abyssea NM. But yeah, it's definitely soloable. You're gonna have to kill it a bunch of times is the thing, likely for the drop, unless of course you get lucky. Whereas if you go and do Delve, you could probably get it first or second kill inside Delve. Inside Delve, the drop rate on items is substantially higher than doing it outside of Delve. But it is definitely something you can totally solo. Yay! What the heck? That's gonna take some digging to find that. Fire? Did I miss it? Alright, I'll try fire. Good call. Too busy trying to dig through chat to... I will go and find that video before I end the stream for you, but I think considering my time's low, I'm gonna wait until I get kicked out of Abyssea for that. So I'm looking and I can't find it. Yeah, thank you guys. Missed it. For whatever reason, my channel was being weird and only going back like a year. I know I have videos older than that. Dang it. Well, I have some time to try and see what's... Why are you only showing me videos through from a year ago? It's not even worth using at this point. Oh, shoot. I only have a minute left. Although, he should be dead long before that. What are we at? 29 helms. Would have been nice if we had 30. Wait, these are videos. So I'm pretty sure it was a live stream. should be around this range. Yeah, here it is. Found it. Too many tabs opened up. Alright, so Fanbot, here is the video. The thing is, it's got a lot of stuff in there. Let me see. I'm seeing... So about... I see I'm fighting in an hour and 30 minutes in. I don't see exactly when I started fighting it. So it looks like about an hour and 20 minutes in is when I started farming it. So actually I can see right here I'm warping out. So I just went to the frontier station to Fort Day Hennel. And this is still a pretty early character. Like I see I just put, you know, my first merit into Vit. We'll see if I actually look at my gear. Yeah, it's not that it was easy to find. Like I said, I knew it was early on. Like, how old is this video? No, it's over a year. Yeah, March of 2018. Looks like possibly Biv 1 would have been the better place to go, but I didn't have it. Yeah, that's the other thing. Yeah, I was only able to summon 4 trusts apparently, so it wasn't even the best. I was using the Paladin trust, which isn't even that strong of a trust, as strong a tank. So yeah, you can definitely solo it. It's not easy, but you know, you definitely had more options than I have at this point. I actually even see I'm using the Obero Great Axe, which isn't even that good of a great axe. So, I mean, you definitely should be able to take it. Yeah, Pup would actually probably be pretty strong for that. Probably have your Pup tank it. I'm sure I'm just started learning Pup, so I'm sure you could do whatever is done where you just, you know, use overdrive and just stand back and let your automaton tear it to pieces. I'm sure that would tear it up. You can't charm your pet, so I mean, if you're willing to like do 1 hour resets and just farm it that way, that might be an easy option. Same thing, you might even be able, if you said you had Summoner, just to Astral Conduit burn it real quick and reset and farm and just do that for farming, just for quick, easy attempts, just as an option. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up for the night. It's been a fun, productive stream. So I appreciate all the chat and every guy. Appreciate all the distractions for farming. Jeez, that's a lot of Giga socks and Giga necklaces. So yeah, it was pretty good stream. So I should be finishing up. We need what, probably about close to 4 more hours to finish up the rest of the Briareus Helms, and then it's just basically heavy metal plates and Rift Cinder. And like I said, I'm pretty sure I can buy the rest of the Rift Cinder with the with just selling all the dross that I have and turn around and buying it. Alright guys, have a good night, and as always, may you have success in all you do. Getting there. Almost have Almace. Maybe I'll stream more this weekend and get it done.